if you are in your early 20s and you have a college degree, you got it handed to you. You had the support needed to be able to study full-time, focus on your studies, get all the courses, the prerequisites that you needed to get done, completed, and you were able to earn your degree in, at tops, a few short years. Whether that be a bachelor's or a master's, or even a PhD. I've recognized that a lot of younger people in this generation, you can call it, of 20-some-year-olds, younger than 25, having a master's degree, working with big firms, making right out of university $100,000 US a year here in the States. I can only speak for the workforce here in the US. My friend who works with a major construction management business worldwide, Turner, but based out of here in California, Southern California. I had a talk with him last night. He told me he ran into this young guy that so happens to be from the same background as my friend and I. At 22 years of age, he moved from his home country, which I'm not going to state the name of it. And he mentioned that, well, okay. My friend was talking to him and asking him, wondering, what made you decide, or how did you get a position with Turner? I mean, you just moved to the States. He moved to California from where you came from. And he immediately landed a position with Turner, probably making about $100,000 a year in his position. My friend met him at a site that he's overlooking right now in the Los Angeles area. So there's a new stadium for the Clippers that's supposed to be home to the Clippers. And he showed me pictures of the job site yesterday and some clips and whatnot. And he had a meeting with some executives, you can call them. And he's bidding. My friend is bidding for a project. It's supposed to be a 6-star hotel in Beverly Hills. And to showcase the work that Turner is overseeing, he did a walkthrough with these people at this job site, which is this up-and-coming stadium in near the downtown Los Angeles area. And that's where he met this young guy, 22 years of age. He asked him, how did you find out about Turner? He said he was in Dubai. Not sure what he was doing in Dubai, whether he was staying there prior to coming here or if he was there on a visit, but I can't think of the name of the tallest building. I've seen it in pictures. The tallest building in Dubai, Turner had worked on that project. My friend didn't have a lot of time the other day to really have much of a conversation with him. But here he is. But I guarantee you that he had help. He was able to get his degree at such a young age because he had assistance. I'm going to assume from his parents directly. Now, the country where he comes from, I know the situation over there. It's a very laid-back lifestyle, let's just say, compared to living in California specifically. Because automatically the cost of everything, cost of living in California is more than anywhere else in the United States combined, other than probably New York City, which would be to top the list. He probably didn't have to work, or if he did work, he worked very minimal hours. He had no stress. He was able to get his degree from where he had studied, and my friend asked him where he had studied, and the guy had told him. My situation and others are different. I'm not college educated, and I've decided now, it's been a while, that I never will be. I've tried it, and I've ventured into different career options. I wasted my time and my money doing so. College is not for me. I do not have the aptitude to sit years, because I know in my situation it's going to take years to get through having a formal education in the U.S. education system. I would likely start off in a junior college, get my 2-year associate degree, move on to a university, an additional 2 years to get my bachelor's, and then a final 2 years or so, give or take on top of that, for a master's. I probably wouldn't go higher than a master's. To me, an associate degree is more than enough. It would take too long for me. And I'd be wasting even more money, because I've come to find out nothing that I want to pursue, nothing that I have an interest in, requires a formal education. Now, I'm going to have a hard time with that, though. And there may be others as well that can relate to me. I'm going to get judged for it. I've been judged for it. Especially where I come from, my background. Trying to talk to women from where I come from the same, you can call it a religious background. I for one am not so religious. But I do believe in something. I've been turned down. I've been rejected by females because I do not have a degree, or I do not conform to the standard that that female would like me to have, which would be having a certain title, making a certain amount of money. Now, there's an argument. And that would be, well, that's female nature. Female wants you typically for what you can provide. To some extent, I believe that to be true. But of course, I and so many other men will say, well, I just want to find a woman that will love me for what I am and that will accept me. Now, I do not quite understand the logic of these women that think this way, because nowadays you have these young females that are compelled to be independent, to get educated, so they do not have to fall on a man's, so that she doesn't have to rely on a man. And I was at my local community center where a bunch of people from my faith or religion meet up to have gatherings and socialize and whatnot. This was a while back, maybe a couple of months ago. And I was working on a roofing project at the building, with a couple of older gentlemen. They're fathers. And they've got young daughters. And I asked one of the fathers, had a really good conversation with this guy. I asked him, so why is it so hard for a young man such as myself to get with a female from this society, this community? Why are these women tough? And he said, well, we train them to be tough. We train our daughters to be tough. These fathers are going against other men in the community. And I don't understand it. These fathers should be talking to their daughters and trying to teach them, to train them to be more understanding, and not to judge a man based on his level of education, his title. If you as a female do not want a man to rely on, then what does it matter how much money he makes and what he does? Don't you just want a man that is willing to be good to you? Oh, wait, I forgot. It doesn't work that way. What am I thinking? One could think, I wonder, and these women are having a hard time finding good guys because they're going to go after the guys that are educated, the doctors, lawyers, engineers. But these guys are not going to likely, in a general sense, be good to these females because they have options. They have an abundance of women, at least more than one woman typically, pursuing him or showing interest in him for that very reason. He has that leverage in that sense. So a relationship with a guy like that is likely not to last long term. But the guy will likely get what he wants out of you as a female. And then you're going to feel like used goods at that time. The reason studying is hard for me, now, I don't consider myself to be dumb in any way. I've learned a lot. I've gained a lot of experience in the workforce. I've taught myself a lot through my various hobbies. And unfortunately, I have relatives. Not all of my relatives, cousins, are college educated. I've got two cousins that are more like brothers than anything, that got into construction. They run their own construction businesses now, and they are self-sustaining them. So they're doing just fine. But unfortunately, I have relatives such as some aunts that have aunts that have an old-fashioned belief mindset that, and I've been told this before by a couple of aunts in particular. I've been told that if you don't go to school, if you don't study, you can't do anything in life. False. Do what you enjoy doing. I wasted my time trying to find a major to study and focus on because I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it for others, to try and get that validation and acceptance from others. And then I learned the hard way for doing so. Now I'm not much of an economist. I've studied economics, micro and a bit of macro in community college a while back. Didn't pass, didn't get through the entire season. One of my, like it's a show. I can't think of the term. Anyway. We all contribute, for lack of better terminology, we all contribute to this economy. Not just here in the US, any nation that you're a part of. But I'm speaking for those here because I'm here. Those that are not going to do the dirty work, such as, let's say, plumbing, construction, picking up trash, driving trash trucks, commercial driving of different sorts. If nobody is going to do that, that affects our economy. We should all be grateful for one another and what we contribute to keep our economy moving in its cycle, in the repetitive cycle that it is. I did not get the support. Now, my parents have been very good, very loving to me. I love them. And they've told me, go to school if you can, study, get a degree. It'll be good for you. Sure, there are benefits. If you focus on the right major, you can find opportunities that will pay you well right out of school. But it's not for everyone. My parents are not going to disown me. They have not, and they've known the decision that I've decided to make. So that's not a problem for me. But I don't want to ask my parents for money at the age that I'm at. I want to be self-sufficient. And living in Southern California, you're not going to survive working a 9 to 5, making, a little bit over minimum wage. Even $20 an hour in Southern California, in Orange County, where we're at, isn't enough. So what did I have to do? I had to work, focus on work and making money so that I can self-sustain, make my money, and use that money to fund my passion, my hobbies, and enjoy life as a result of being happy that I have an abundance of money, enough money to save, enough money to make my monthly expenses, and enough money to throw away and have fun and enjoy my life with. But I've had to get into physical labor. I've had to get into demanding jobs that are not to be considered glamorous by any means. But I found that flying is a passion of mine, and I'm using the money that I make for my own work to fund my training, to work towards getting my private pilot's license. So, stop judging people for what they do. What really should matter is this person responsible? Just take care of yourself. Look good. Be presentable. Be happy. And that's it. Stop judging for what people make, what title or position somebody has. Because I know quite a few people that are engineers, let's say. But they're shitty people. And I don't respect them. They're the kind of people that will BS you and tell you what you want to hear. But they're not very honest. They make empty promises. Very two-faced, fake people that when they see you, when they run into you at a gathering, that person will say hello and act like there is no problem to avoid confrontation. Yes, we should hang out and get together soon, and that never happens. Because the person's full of it. That person has a degree. That person is a doctor. Means nothing. You're a shitty person. That's the way I look at you. Look good, meaning take care of yourself, emotionally and physically. Be genuine, be kind. And to me, you're automatically better than the lawyer standing right next to us that doesn't practice those traits and or habits.